Menstruation or a period occurs about once a month for a person who has a vagina. And what happens is the brain signals one of the ovaries to release an egg. And so when the ovary releases the egg, that's called ovulation. As the egg travels through the fallopian tube, while it's in the fallopian tube, the uterus creates a thicker lining. And the reason the uterus does that is to protect the egg once it comes out of the fallopian tubes. When it gets to the very, very end of the fallopian tube, if that egg becomes fertilized with the sperm, that fertilized egg plants itself on the uterine wall. And so then 9 months later, a person with a vagina has a baby. If the egg does not get fertilized, what ends up happening is that egg is still going to plant itself on the uterine wall. And then what ends up happening is the body and the uterus are trying to get rid of that egg in that uterine wall. And so it sheds it, and that wall and egg comes out through the vagina. And that's what's called a period. Vaginas stay clean and healthy by producing a discharge, and each person's discharge can be different. Normally, a healthy discharge is going to be clear, cloudy, with no scent or smell. One thing that's really important is for a person to know what their vaginal discharge looks like when they're healthy. Because if they think it's unhealthy, they'll be able to notice a difference in maybe color or amount or smell. If a person thinks that their vaginal discharge is unhealthy, it's really important for them to call their local clinic or their provider to schedule an appointment.
An erection is when someone's penis fills with blood and it becomes large and stiff. And it happens for many reasons, most commonly because someone is sexually stimulated, but also when someone is asleep or for no discernible reason at all.
Pregnancy can happen when an egg is released from the ovary into the fallopian tube, and when someone has vaginal intercourse and their sperm released inside the uterus. If that sperm meets with the egg, it's known as fertilization. And so that fertilized egg is going to plant itself on the uterine wall. And then 9 months later, a person with a vagina has a baby.